Welcome to Class Summit. We are taking you through the alteration of basic pattern to shirt pattern. Okay, so here if you have your shirt pattern, your basic pattern, you know it has darts and all that. So we are going to be arranging it to get a shirt pattern, a dartless shirt pattern. So using a Natalie Bray pattern, we're going to be transferring the back shoulder dart into the armhole. Of course, this is a shirt and the armhole shouldn't be tight. So we're transferring the shoulder dart to the armhole like so, right? So once you do this, you're going to have a part that is not blended fine. So we're trying to true it, add a paper, use your masking tape to hold it down so that you can true it. Truing means that you need to align everything properly. So I'm going to get my ruler and make sure that the shoulder line is a straight one like this, and then I'll cut off the remaining parts. Now the part where the dart has been transferred to, which is the armhole, we're going to insert a paper underneath to hold it down. Okay, I'm going to insert a paper underneath and use it to tape it down. Now after this taping down, we're going to use our armhole curve to reshape our armhole. We're not cutting off anything, we're just going to start from the shoulder point to the underarm and make sure that it blends so well, as you can see. Okay, so once this is done, the next thing is to cross check your measurement, the waist, the bust, and be sure that you have something that will be able the shape that you want for the shirt. Of course, we're not going to be sewing the darts at the back. Okay, so I'll just make sure that my measurement is accurate. If it's not, I will add if it's small. Now to the front, the major dart we're going to be closing here at the front is the shoulder dart. We're not going to be touching the waist dart, both the front and the back. We are not touching the waist dart. We're going to have it as ease inside the shirt because the shirt shouldn't be fitted. So for the shoulder dart, we're going to be transferring part of it to the armhole, and before then I'll need to align the dart legs together. So from the midpoint of the armhole, I'll connect to the bust point. Okay, I'll connect to the bust point. Don't mind, I'm trying to blend the dart legs together. Okay, so rule a line from the bust point to the middle of the armhole, and we're going to slash the open to the bust point. Before you transfer any dart, you're going to cut up to the bust point, right? Irrespective. Now for the shoulder dart, we're going to be dividing it into two, or sometimes more than half, but here I'm dividing it into two. So I'll close half of the shoulder dart and allow it to transfer into the armhole. The armhole is better to transfer this because we're making a shirt and the armhole of the shirt shouldn't be quite fitted to the arm or to the underarm. Okay, so I'm closing half of the shoulder dart. Now I will not be closing all the shoulder dart into the armhole because it might be looking somehow. Okay, so once you close, whatever it is you closed will be transferred to the armhole. So you can measure to determine if it's enough or what you want to transfer into the armhole. What I transferred was about 1 inch because the shoulder dart is more than 1 inch. So this is mostly applicable if you're using a Natalie Bray pattern. If you're not using a Natalie Bray pattern, then it's quite easy. Just watch and you're going to see where you need to make your own amendments. Okay, so I'll just close and tape it down. I hope this is making sense to you who is watching this video, and if you've watched up to this part, this is about 4 minutes, please do well to subscribe, and we have other videos that are going to complete this shirt tutorial that we have up here. Okay, so I'm trying to tape the closure of the dart down, right? So once I tape it down, I will then continue with other necessary things that we need to do. Now for the shoulder area, the front and the back need to align. So this is just me checking what is remaining, right? So whatever it is that is remaining at this point, I'm just going to cut it off. Here, I'm just going to cut it off and blend it into the armhole. Okay, so what I'm doing now is called blending, and what we did at the back shoulder that area is called truing. I hope you understand. We're going to talk about that later. So I'm cutting off whatever it is that is remaining. Okay, this is the best way to transfer your darts and eliminate the shoulder darts. You don't take away everything from one point. It's going to make the pattern to look a bit funny. Okay, we've watched 5 minutes. Please subscribe. Now I'm going to through the shoulder area and make sure it is straight. Everything should align together. And now the front shoulder and the back shoulder are equal, so they need to match up. So you can see they are equal. Okay, so we are now okay with the pattern. Now the waist dart, like I said, we're not going to be doing anything with it. It will just be there to serve as ease for the shirt. Now what else I'm going to do, from the tip of the shoulder, I'll mark half an inch down. At the other shoulder area and armhole area, I'm going to mark 1 inch down. Half inch neck point, 1 inch shoulder point. I will cut it off and transfer it to the back shoulder line. Okay, you need to identify it so that you know the part that is going to fit into the neck area and the armhole area or the shoulder tip. Okay, half inch at the neckline, 1 inch at the shoulder point. So I'll transfer it to the back shoulder. This is so that the back shoulder will be higher than the front shoulder, so that the shirt relaxes well on the shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to tape it down, and this is it. You collect it from the front pattern and add it to the back pattern, after which I'm going to measure my round neck. So before, as you're taking your measurement for the shirt, you're going to take your round neck and be sure that it matches. Your round neck divided by 2, and it should give you exactly the measurements that you have. If it does not, if it's bigger, then you have to raise your neckline up for the front. Okay, so we know that the basic bodice is shorter than the shirt length, so we're going to add to the full length of the shirt and then slant it this way, 3 inches above the full length, and slant to the back. This is for the back side, right? 3 inches up, and the same 3 inches for the front side. Okay, the front pattern by the side, 3 inches up, and slant it to the CF side so that the side of the shirt will look beautiful as a normal shirt. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting it off like so. Once this is done, our pattern is ready for our shirts, and then the remaining part will be the plackets, and here we're going to be doing an invisible buttonhole placket, hidden a buttonhole placket. Okay, so that will be in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.